Hey there, welcome to our card of the month for June. I need to go ahead and warn you about something. The way I'm going to interpret this card is just so beyond the traditional. It's like way over past the hills into Italy where you can't see, but trust me, they're over there. Um, so just please stick with me, okay, as I go through this. Also, if you like what I'm doing, if you like my channel, if you'd like to follow what I'm doing here, please subscribe to my channel. Also, I'm doing cards of the day here as shorts. So if you subscribe, I believe you will get, you'll get a little ping or something when I post the card of the day. Okay, let me go ahead and start with a story here. When mom went to hospice, and if you've been following me for a while, you know my mom died in 2018. She had breast cancer. But when mom went into hospice, when we went there, and maybe you've experienced this, the staff gave us an information packet, and it had all types of things in there, rules and regulations and all that. But it also had a brochure, and that brochure had on it the things to expect let me say this, things to expect when your loved one is dying. The dying process, like how they'll stop eating, they won't be aware of what's going on around them, how their breathing is going to change, what's going on with their lungs and the sound of their lungs. So this brochure had all this stuff in there. And the list was numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the nurse told us that she said, don't expect the process to go like this. Like the first thing is going to happen, number one. Number two, this is going to happen. Number three, this is going to happen. As a matter of fact, she said that she didn't even know why they were still communicating that list with numbers, because it sets the expectation that the dying process is linear, and it's not. It's just like with the 5 stages of grief. They list the 5 stages of grief as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it could be, you could go through them as 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, even 10, So I wanted to set the stage by telling that story. Now, our card of the month for this month is the Fool, and I'm still using the Tabula Mundi deck. You can see the Fool here is standing right at the entry of a wormhole, and it's about to jump in. So, talking about the Fool, let me give a little bit of background here. A.E. White actually placed the Fool between judgment and the world, and he did it, like, if you pick up a copy of the Pictorial Key of the Tarot, you will, you'll see where he placed it. And where the Fool, quote unquote, should be has been a point of contention in tarot for a while, at least since the late 1800s or the early 1900s. I also think Waite was the first person to put the 0 on the Fool. I know someone out there may correct me on that. I also believe that Eden Gray was the first person to actually put in a book, I guess, the concept of the Fool's Journey. And I think I read that on a blog post on Mary K. Greer's blog. Now, I feel the same way about the Fool's Journey in tarot as like what the nurse told us in hospice. It's not linear. It's not, in the Fool's Journey, they say, the Fool starts out and meets the magician and then the high priestess and learns about the conscious and the subconscious, so the Fool can create things, and that's the Empress, and then the Fool learns about rules, and that's the Emperor, and so on and so forth. So that's the traditional Fool's Journey, and I don't think it goes that way. Now, let me say this. I do believe that one should learn about the traditional Fool's Journey as what's in Eden Gray's book. Because if you're a student of tarot, it's good to know it, just in case. Who knows? You may need it for an argument on the internet if that's your jam, if that's what you like doing. because it's part of history. But beyond that, I think I think you can choose your own journey with this. And that's the aspect of the Fool card to use for this month. Um, the Fool is about beginnings, not knowing things, starting out without a set plan, leaping before you look. It brings this question: is there a part of your life in which you're afraid to go back to the beginning because you think you should be further along? That you shouldn't have to have the beginner's mind because you were 30 years old or 40 years old or 50 or 60 or whatever. That, you should be doing better or you should know. That's the linear thinking. And that may be what's holding you back. The Fool, showing it again right here, can parachute in and save you at any point in your life and any time in your life. So don't fall for that traditional thinking about the Fool and the Fool's journey if that doesn't fit within the context of your life or what you're going through right now. I had to not just embrace the beginner's mind and the Fool, but I had to freaking, put that sucker in a death grip when I moved here to Europe 20 years ago, and I was 30 years old. Feel free to do the math. Um, I thought I knew everything, but I didn't. Um, and I had to embrace the Fool, showing that card again, in the middle of my life. So this month, go against the linear. Instead of thinking things should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Fool, magician, high priestess, empress, emperor, and so on. Try thinking, for example, Wheel of Fortune, where shit's just fuck nuts and you just got to depend on luck. That's 10. Then perhaps the Tower, where that big bag of fuck nuts just explodes, that's the number 16. And then maybe that's where the Fool comes in, and says, hey, maybe by releasing these expectations, releasing those preconceived notions, things that you have learned along the way, maybe by releasing all of that, that's what you need to do to rebuild. Don't be afraid to be empty, to go empty. And since this is Gemini season, let me go ahead and add another layer to this, a layer of communication. Note how you talk to yourself this month. Instead of saying, oh, I have the experience, I should know this, that's the linear thinking. Try thinking, okay, this is something I should learn right now, or maybe this is a time for me to learn it, or this is something I didn't need to know for 40 years, and maybe it's a good time for me to learn now. So that's how you can learn, or how you can use the Fool's energy for this month. Think of the wormhole on the card, as a portal that the Fool can jump in and out of, and emerge at any point in time to be of service. Okay. I hope you understood all that. Or I hope, I guess. Anyway, okay. That's it for this month. And have fun making the Fool's journey your own. Have a good one.